Hi everyone, welcome to stampinggala.com. I'm Julie Gilson and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Today's project is this birthday card that I created on Thursday for my Facebook Live presentation. You can always catch my Facebook Live presentations on my Facebook group page called Stampin' Gala Stampers Group. If you can't catch it live, they are also recorded. All you have to do is make sure you're a member of my group. I did create this with two other projects, two treat holders. This one holds some chocolates, and this holds a package of the Mentos gum. I will have videos for these on my channel as well. To get started, I'm using the brand new bundle from Stampin' Up! It's called Parcels and Petals. I'm using this stamp here, the leaf, and the birthday cheer stamp, as well as some of the framelits from our Perfect Parcel dies collection. Okay, to get started, I did use Seaside Spray is the new color. It's one of our new in colors for 2019 through 2021. Now, I will have the dimensions for this on my blog, so you can check it out. I'll have a link at the bottom of this video. But in the meantime, it is 11 by 4 1/4, scored at 5.5. Okay, so for the front panel, I have 2 pieces of Whisper White. I'm going to stamp on the smaller one, and then we're going to do some embossing. I'm going to bring in a piece of scratch paper and my Seaside Spray ink pad. I'm going to start off with this stamp here. Let me show you again on this stamp case. It's these 3 together, and it is one stamp. Okay, so we're going to stamp, but we're also going to stamp off. So I'm going to stamp off here, and then I'm going to stamp here. And I'm just going to fill up the bottom here. Okay, so that's good. We're going to put that aside. Bring in the leaf stamp and also my pear pizzazz. And we're going to do the same thing. Just going to stamp off a little bit. And this is really called two-step stamping. Let me see, I'll put one there and one there. I think I'll do one there. I forgot to stamp off on that one, but it's okay. I'm not doing much in there because it'll be covered up anyway. I think I'll just do one here. Okay, so that's it for the leaf. All right, this is going to be on the front of the card. I'm going to go ahead and stamp the inside of the card too, and I'll show you what it looks like, just like that. Since I have the ink out, I'm just going to do a little bit up in the corner. Oops. Let me turn it over because I didn't stamp off. Okay, and then down here. Perfect. All right, bring back in the leaf. And I just want a tad bit in the corner. And then a little bit down here. The idea is to have a little bit of the green showing. It just makes a difference, that's all. Okay, so that'll be the inside. And then we're going to bring in the sentiment. I'm doing this all at once so I can use the big shot all at once. Okay, so we're going to stamp the sentiment in full strength. Perfect. And that's all the stamping we're going to do. Okay, so we're going to bring in the big shot. And we have a few different things to do here. First of all, we're going to cut out the sentiment. And let me show you what die I'm using. I'm using this one here. So let me line this up so it's straight. And just a little bit over. And we're going to crop this out. Then if you noticed, I also had on the card, let me show you, I have this die under here. So I have a piece of scrap paper from the Seaside Spray. Now I do want to show you how I do this. Now this is a 2-piece die, so I'm going to lay this down, and then this one kind of clicks in place. You can kind of hear it click. It doesn't stay, it's not locked in place, but it does kind of click it, so you know where you're good to go. Okay, so we're going to take this back and we're going to roll this through. Put that aside. And then finally, we're going to do some embossing. So I'm going to bring this plate in. We're going to use the big shot platform. And we're also going to take the piece that we're embossing. I'm using the Subtles embossing folder. I want to make sure that's straight, because it will look kind of crooked if you don't have it straight. Okay, so we're going to run this through. And then I'm going to take it and turn it sideways, and we're going to run it again. By doing so, this gives it the look of linen, which I love for cards or projects, 3D items, anything like that. I love the look of linen. Okay, so I got that done. Pull this out of the way. Okay, now we're going to get ready to do our card. Okay, so I have another piece of Whisper White that I'm going to put this on, and it's just 1/8 of an inch bigger. So this one is, let me see, 3 7/8 by 5 1/8, and this one, excuse me, this one's 3 3/4 by 5, and this one is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. I had it backwards. Okay, so let's nail these two together. Now this is on here from my last Thursday presentation, and I always offer to my guests, anyone who places a minimum $35 order through my online store by the following Monday, they receive all 3 make and takes from me for free. So you're welcome. Anyone watching this video that would like to participate in that, you're certainly welcome to do so. Okay, we're going to pop this up on dimensionals. And you can find all the information at stampinggala.com. It'll have all my links to Pinterest, Facebook, YouTube, my online store. And then also on that same page, it'll also, if you scroll down towards the bottom, it'll say project sheets, and you can print off for your convenience all of the project sheets that have all the dimensions and products used. Okay, so that's going to go right like that. Okay, so now we'll bring this in. And this part is garbage. But what I do have here, this is our dye brush, and you can just run this over a few times and a lot of this stuff will pop out. Sometimes you still need to do some work to get the rest of it out, but it certainly helps. So all you do then is you can take some scissors or a straight pin, anything like that, and pop the rest of them out. Sometimes people like to have them left in, which is fine too. It just gives a different look, that's all. It's all fun, and it's all what your preference is. Like I said, this is one of the new in colors with Stampin' Up. It every year we introduce 5 new colors. We like to say that they're trendy colors, the latest out there, and they stay for 2 years. After 2 years, they retire. So we just had 5 colors retire in June. One of my absolute favorites, but I think this is becoming one of my favorite colors as well, this Seaside spray. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is take this because it won't stick to anything because of this. So it's easy to put this adhesive there. I'm going to line this up just about right there. All right, and then we're going to take our birthday cheer, pop this up on a couple of dimensionals. It's amazing what a little bit of detail does to your card. You can take this, if you don't like so much detail, you can just use one layer. You can not emboss. You can just forego the ribbon. So there's a lot of things you can do. Okay, so now this is our brand new ribbon, and this is a scalloped linen ribbon. And what I'm going to do, I need another piece for another project. So what I'm going to do is just measure this, how I'm going to, it's about, let me see, I need about that much. So I'm just going to cut it off right here. And I'm going to cut this right down the center. So I have 2 pieces of ribbon, and I can use the other one on the other project. All of our products are dyed to match. So this ribbon here, the scalloped edge, is Seaside spray too. So it's dyed to match our cardstock and our ink for this color. Okay, so we'll put this aside. I'm going to bring in our linen thread. So I'm going to take the ruffle, put that on top. I'm just going to wrap it like that. So everything is on the front instead of seeing the back side. Okay, so now I'm just going to tie this in a knot to hold this together. Oops, I got to start all over again. I dropped it. And you're just going to tie it tightly so you don't lose it like I did a second ago. Okay, and now with the, you can either just cut this and leave it hanging, or you can tie this in a bow as well. It's up to you. Either way looks great. There. And I'm just going to trim off. So there's your bow for this one. And I'll grab my glue dots and add a little glue dot right there. It's stuck to my finger. And just put the bow on here. Okay, I'm also going to take some Winkostella and add it on the leaves and the flower, just to give it a little bit of shimmer. Okay, so here is the front of your card. And now to complete the inside, we'll bring back our piece that we stamped. I'm also going to take a piece of our tear and tape, and I'm just going to put this about right here, all the way across. I use this ruler to give it a nice tear. Okay, now I also took another piece, a small piece of our ribbon here that'll go all the way across, and I'm just going to cut right along, right where the scallop ends. And I'm going to use this inside the card for a really pretty scallop, just to tie the front to the inside of the card. Okay, now I used tear and tape because if I used glue or snail, it would never hold this ribbon. So I'm just going to go ahead and lay this down. Just like that. And then I have a piece of the DSP, and the reverse side has some writing on it. So that's the side I'm going to put on the inside of the card. So we're just going to line this up just so you can see the little scallop. And we're going to trim off the side, the extra. Okay, that looks good. Okay, so now snail the two of these together. Bring back in the linen thread. I'm tying this in a knot before I tie the bow. And I just hold these down so they don't twist. Okay, if you'd like, you can put a little glue dot underneath the knot just to keep the bow from flipping. Just like that. And then we're going to just snail this. Add some snail to the back. And add it to the inside of the card. Don't forget, if you like this video, to click on like. And if you'd like to subscribe to my YouTube channel, you can hit the subscribe button, but also click the little bell next to it, and that way you will receive an email every time I update or upload a new video. So with that, I want to thank you so much for watching, and I hope you come back to visit. Thank you. Bye-bye.